Hey everybody, welcome back. This time I want to work on the line art a little bit and we'll see what I get done from there. I probably should plan out these videos a little bit better than what I do, but hey, I'm still figuring the whole thing out. And I still honestly really don't know what I'm doing. I do know that I wanted to mention to you guys that this again is a vector layer. The cool thing about vector layers is that you have a little bit more ease to edit the actual line art of the picture. Clipstudio has just, within the last month or so, put out a Liquify tool. The Liquify tool is amazing, but it does not work on vector layers. You can edit it a lot of other different ways. Liquify tool is not one of those ways. So just wanted to throw that out there. I know whenever I use Procreate's super user-friendly, very easy to figure out as long as the app doesn't crash, which has happened to me more times than I care to admit, and I still don't know why. But as long as your computer is strong enough for it, Clipstudio, I have never had that crash on me. I've had it scare me a few times with the little blue loading circle thing, but it's never actually crashed on me. I know last time I spoke briefly about vector layers. That is what I do my line art on. It's just a little bit easier to edit the line art specifically. And as long as you don't have anything too big on it, I guess is the word for it. Data heavy? As long as there's not too much going on, I guess I should say, then vector layers are great. For example, I have recently discovered the vector eraser. So you see these two lines overlapping, right? Like this right here is the hairline, this right here is the jawline. Well, I don't want this little piece right here. So all I have to do is erase the tip part of it. It sees the overlap of that little extra bit there and it erases it for me. And the coolest part about it to me is that, so this is all one layer, right? All in that layer right there. I make another vector layer. I draw this line right here on top of both of these. Again, this is on its own layer. I go back to the erase tool. It still sees the other lines that are there on the page already. So of course I can't erase that line because it's on that layer, but it sees the other vector layers. But if I undo that, if I turn off this layer, oh, I didn't mean to create 3 layers. Oh well. If I turn off that layer and then I erase, let me go to the right layer, guys. Then I erase that, it erases the whole thing. Whereas again, I turn it back on, anyway. It's really cool. It's been really helpful for me, so I don't have to worry so much about cleaning up lines, because if you want your line art to look kind of more relaxed, a little bit more cohesive, it's really helpful to not have to just kind of go and stop abruptly right here. Of course I have stabilization on so you can't tell it as much, but it would normally look a little bit more jittery like right up here if I tried to worry about stopping it, right? But if I can not worry about where it stops, not worry about where it picks up at so much, it just gives me a little bit more freedom, a little bit more relaxation to just draw a little bit more freely. And again, I come up there and just I erase it away. The lines that I don't want or I don't need. It is great. And just to clarify, this is still the picture I started on last time, the idea of turning Eevee into a person. I don't know about you guys, but in the Pokemon game that I'm playing, I feel like there's so many more boy Eevees. And I feel like it's different for every breed, I guess, of Pokemon, right? Like, different breeds, there's going to be a whole lot easier to find boy or girls, or sometimes it's a complete 50-50. But in the Pokemon game that I'm playing, which is Sword and Shield, I feel like I find so many more boy Eevees than girl Eevees. Which isn't a terrible thing to have happen, right? It's just a thing that is, apparently. And I'm not really sure as to why. And so, like, in this game, it's already super hard to find eevee as it is. So I have left a couple of mine at the nursery. They've been finding eggs. And from the eggs, I feel like it's a pretty, I'd say like 40-60 ratio of getting girls or boys. But if I find them in the wild, which they are hard to find, but if I find them in the wild, I feel like they're almost always have been boys. And don't know why. I think maybe 3 or 4 at best of the ones that I found in the wild are girls. Don't know why that is. Don't know if that's intentional. Don't know if that's just the luck that I had. Is there any other Pokemons that you guys know of? Pokemons? Man, I sound like an old lady. Is it Pokemons? Pokemon? It's Pocket Monsters. It's like that's what Pokemon stands for, right? So I feel like it would be Pokemons. Jeez, I don't know, guys. I really don't know much of anything, though, so that's okay. I don't like that line. Because is it really digital art if you don't hit the undo button at least 17 times? No, I don't think it is. I think we're gonna make her a little pudgy because I think that's pretty cute. And you know what? It's my drawing. I can do what I want with it. I don't know what that hand's doing. I'm not sure I like that hand. We might end up changing that hand. I haven't decided yet. I think the shirt just a little longer, I think, too. Oof. It's like a bell, and I don't think I like that. You fit her just a little bit better. Yeah, I think it looks a little bit better. There, I think that's pretty cute. I think we're going to stick with that. And because the vector layers, you don't have to so much worry about the overlapping of them, I will sometimes use different layers for them, but definitely not as often as I actually do like for coloring in a picture. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me to look at, to manage, to go back and be like, hey, what layer was that on? Easier to organize, I guess I could say. Turn off that, see how it's going. Oh yeah. Gotta erase those lines. And like I said, it's just so much easier to clean up a vector layer than a regular layer. Just makes it so much easier for me in the long run. I feel like Eevee's hair would be so soft. I got a stuffed Eevee. It's like a little sleeping Eevee. Cutest thing in the world. And it's so soft, but it's not very fluffy, if you know what I mean. And I feel like Eevee's would be so fluffy. I'm also kind of sad that Eevees don't exist in real life, because I would give my soul to own an Eevee. That's okay, I'll just have 2 cats instead. And one of the cats is super sweet. We tease that she's my dog. The other cat, she can be a bit of a handful sometimes, if we're being honest. And isn't always the most pleasant cat to be around. And then on other hands, at other times, she can be really cute and really sweet. You just never really know with that cat. So I don't like how far out this hand is sticking, so I think I'm going to move it back just a little bit. So it's kind of like sticking out of the puffy shirt, right? I'll leave it like that. Yeah, I like that better. You know what? We're just gonna go with this hand. I've already figured it out. I've already sketched it out. We're just gonna stick with it, I think. No reason not to, besides it looks a little bit weird. Oh, that's a big finger. That actually wasn't too bad. It took me so many years to actually figure out hands. I still don't think I have a very good grasp on them, but I think I have enough of a grasp to fake it till I make it, you know? At least to draw a passable hand, so that it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb compared to the rest of my art, I think. I think maybe it's just a lie I choose to tell myself, you know? Who really knows? Then I think we're going to add details to her face. Again, I don't know why, but that's always the piece, the part of the drawing that I choose to do last. I think it's kind of like saving the best for last because I love drawing faces. And I love drawing everything in general. Uh-oh, what layer is that? Okay. We're just going to go ahead and merge the layers, the different vector layers, because I'm tired of trying to figure out which one is on which layer. But I've always loved drawing faces, and I love all aspects of the drawing process. But drawing faces is hands down my favorite part. And I don't know why. I've honestly always kind of been like that. What about you guys? What is your favorite part of the drawing process? What is your favorite thing to draw? And what's your least favorite part? Mine would be probably figuring out like anatomy or backgrounds. I suck at doing backgrounds, if we're being honest. Never know what to put there, never know what I'm drawing, never know what I'm doing with it. I kind of just wing it at the very end. And it very often shows. Like it looks like I didn't know what I was doing. Definitely something I want to try to get better at in the new year. But we'll see if it actually happens or not. Another thing I want to get better at is animation. I would love to get into animation a little bit more, but it's just so tedious and time consuming that honestly I get impatient with myself and I'll try to speed through it. And if any of you guys have ever done any kind of animation before, you know you cannot speed through animation. It's time consuming, yes, but it's time consuming for a reason. And yes, there are so many artists out there that like once they're done, their pieces look incredible and I envy them for it. And I know, I have to get better at it. I have to slow myself down, be patient with it, and figure it out. That's just not always easy. What about you guys? Did you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Trying to work on either something that you like to do, work on yourself, anything like that? My mom always used to make us give New Year's resolutions. And I feel like it was because it was a forced thing that she made us do, that it kind of became a shallow thing, right? And it was always a New Year's resolution thing, right? Even if you didn't feel like you needed to work on anything maybe, or I don't know, if it wasn't big or grand enough for her, she would critique it. And I don't think anybody should have to feel like they have to be critiqued, especially things that are their goals, like things that they want to work towards. Okay, this sleeve is like upsetting me. I don't know what's going on with this sleeve here. But anyway. I ramble a lot. And I realize that about myself, but I don't know what else to talk about while I'm drawing, honestly. So I'm just gonna keep rambling for now. Because I could tell you my process, I could tell you my thought process while I'm doing this, but to be honest, my thought process most of the time whenever I'm doing stuff like this, I'll have something going, I'll have music playing, I'll have a video playing in the background, I'll be watching a let's play of something, stuff like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming along with me. I'll try to draw it in the next, or color it in rather, in the next video. I will of course have the full thing up over on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out. Thanks guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Bye!